My friend Margaret, who is 73, called me last month completely exhausted. She had just spent 3 weeks babysitting her granddaughter while her daughter went on vacation, even though Margaret has been dealing with chronic back pain. The week before that, she had volunteered to organize the church fundraiser because nobody else would do it. When I asked her why she said yes to everything, she paused and said quietly, "I guess I am afraid that if I start saying no, people will stop needing me." Margaret is not alone. After spending decades caring for children, spouses, aging parents, and building careers, many people over 60 find themselves unable to set boundaries. We have been conditioned to believe that saying no is selfish, that our worth comes from how much we can do for others, and that retirement means we should have unlimited time for everyone else's priorities. But here is what nobody tells you. Your golden years are not about being endlessly available to everyone else. They are about finally having the wisdom and freedom to choose how you spend your precious time and energy. Learning to say no is not selfish. It is essential for creating a retirement that truly serves your well-being and brings you joy. Today, I am going to share 5 powerful strategies for setting healthy boundaries in your retirement years. You will learn how to say no without guilt, how to prioritize what matters most to you, and how to protect your time and energy so you can fully enjoy this stage of life. By the end of this video, you will have practical tools for creating boundaries that honor both your needs and your relationships. Before we explore boundary setting, let us begin with a gentle meditation that focuses on self-compassion and inner wisdom. This practice will help you connect with your own needs and desires, which is essential for healthy boundary setting. Sit comfortably in your chair with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting gently on your thighs. Close your eyes, if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze downward. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. With each exhale, let your shoulders drop away from your ears and allow your body to settle into your chair. Feel the support of the chair beneath you, reminding you that it is okay to be supported. Now, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Take a moment to acknowledge all the years you have spent caring for others. Breathe in appreciation for your generous spirit. Breathe out any guilt you might feel about needing to care for yourself too. Repeat these words silently to yourself. I have given generously throughout my life. It is now okay for me to protect my time and energy. I deserve to choose how I spend my days. Take 3 more slow breaths, letting these words settle into your heart. Now, while your mind is calm and centered, think of 3 things you are grateful for that relate to your freedom and choices in this stage of life. Maybe you are grateful that you no longer have to work if you do not want to, or that you can choose how to spend your mornings, or that you have gained wisdom about what truly matters. If you have a pen and paper nearby, write these down. If not, simply hold them in your heart. My 3 things today are: the freedom to say no to commitments that drain my energy, the wisdom to recognize what brings me genuine joy, and the courage to prioritize my own well-being without apology. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. When you take care of your own needs, you actually have more genuine energy and enthusiasm to share with others. Let me share 5 practical strategies for setting boundaries that will transform how you experience your golden years. Strategy number 1, the 24-hour rule. Never say yes to any significant request immediately. Always respond with, "Let me think about that and get back to you tomorrow." This gives you time to consider whether the commitment aligns with your priorities and energy levels. Most requests are not true emergencies, despite how they might be presented. My client Robert learned this lesson when his neighbor kept asking him to drive her to appointments on short notice. Robert felt obligated to say yes every time, even when it disrupted his own plans. Now he says, "I need to check my schedule and will let you know tomorrow." This simple pause has saved him from many commitments he would have regretted. Strategy number 2, the energy audit. Before committing to anything, Ask yourself 3 questions. Does this activity energize me or drain me? Does this align with my current priorities? Do I have the physical and emotional energy for this right now? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then your answer should be no. Strategy number 3. The gracious no formula. You do not need to provide elaborate explanations for your boundaries. A simple, kind response works best. Thank you for thinking of me, but I am not able to commit to that right now. You can add, I hope you find someone who can help, but you do not owe anyone a detailed justification for protecting your time. Strategy number 4. The priority clarity method. Write down your top 5 priorities for this stage of your life. These might include health, family, time, hobbies, travel, or rest. When requests come your way, measure them against these priorities. If a request does not support one of your top 5 priorities, it is easier to decline with confidence. Strategy number 5. The boundary buddy system. Find a trusted friend or family member who supports your boundary setting efforts. Practice saying no with them and ask them to gently remind you of your priorities when you start to waver. Sometimes we need external support to maintain the boundaries we know are healthy for us. The key to all these strategies is remembering that saying no to one thing means saying yes to something else that matters more to you. Every boundary you set creates space for what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. Here is a financial aspect of boundary setting that many people overlook. Learning to say no to financial requests and obligations that can jeopardize your retirement security. Let me share a practical tip I learned from my client Dorothy, who is 79. She created what she calls her generosity budget. Dorothy realized that her inability to say no was not just costing her time and energy, it was also affecting her financial security. Dorothy used to say yes whenever her adult children asked for money, when charities called for donations, or when friends suggested expensive group activities. She was giving away money she needed for her own care and security because she felt guilty saying no to financial requests. Now Dorothy sets aside a specific amount each month for gifts, donations, and helping others. When that money is spent, she has a clear reason to decline additional requests. I have already allocated my gift money for this month, but I would be happy to consider this again next month. This approach works because it allows Dorothy to be generous within her means while protecting her financial security. She no longer feels guilty about saying no because she knows she has already been thoughtful about giving. Consider creating your own boundaries around money in retirement. This might include setting limits on gifts to family members, charitable donations, or expensive social activities. You might say, I have committed to X amount for gifts this year, or that sounds wonderful, but it is not in my budget right now. Remember, if you spend your retirement savings trying to please everyone else, you may end up becoming a financial burden on the very people you were trying to help. Protecting your financial security is not selfish. It is responsible. If you find it difficult to set financial boundaries with family members, consider working with a financial advisor who can help you create a sustainable giving plan. Sometimes having a professional validate your financial limits makes it easier to communicate them to others. The goal is not to become stingy or uncaring. The goal is to ensure that your generosity is sustainable and does not compromise your own security and independence. Learning to set boundaries also means listening to your body and honoring its needs. Let us practice some gentle movements that help you tune into your physical sensations and build confidence in honoring what your body tells you. Before we begin, please listen to your body carefully. These exercises are designed to help you practice saying yes to what feels good and no to what does not. Stop immediately if anything causes pain or discomfort. Exercise 1. Body scan and boundary check. Sit tall in your chair and close your eyes if comfortable. Starting from the top of your head, slowly scan down through your body. Notice any areas of tension, pain, or discomfort. Practice honoring these signals by adjusting your position or taking a deep breath. This teaches you to respect your body's boundaries. Exercise 2. Gentle neck stretches with choice. Slowly turn your head to the right only as far as feels comfortable. Hold for 5 seconds, then return to center. Now turn to the left, again only to your comfort level. This exercise teaches you to move within your own limits rather than pushing beyond what feels safe. Exercise 3. Shoulder rolls with intention. Roll your shoulders backwards slowly, paying attention to how each movement feels. If any part of the movement causes discomfort, make the circles smaller or slower. This practice is honoring your body's feedback and adjusting accordingly. Exercise 4. Seated spinal twist with limits. Place your right hand on your left knee and gently twist your upper body to the left. Twist only as far as feels good, not as far as you think you should be able to go. Hold for 5 seconds, then return to center. Repeat on the other side. This teaches you to respect your body's current capabilities. Exercise 5. Breathing with boundary affirmation. Place both hands on your heart and take 5 deep breaths. With each exhale, silently say, I honor my body's needs. With each inhale, say, I choose what serves my well-being. This connects physical awareness with boundary setting intentions. These exercises remind you that setting boundaries with your body is just as important as setting boundaries with people. When you practice honoring your physical limits, it becomes easier to honor your emotional and social limits as well. Remember, your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves respect and kindness, not demands to perform beyond its current capabilities. Now, let us create a simple tool that will help you maintain healthy boundaries, a personal boundary journal. This can be done with pen and paper or on a computer or tablet, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Step 1. Choose your format. You can use a simple notebook, a computer document, or even the Notes app on your phone. The important thing is choosing something you will actually use regularly. If you prefer writing by hand, choose a notebook that feels pleasant to write in. If you prefer typing, create a document you can easily find and update. Step 2. Create your priority list. On the first page or at the top of your document, write down your top 5 priorities for this stage of your life. Be specific. Instead of writing family, you might write meaningful time with grandchildren or supporting my spouse's health needs. These priorities will guide your boundary decisions. Step 3. Design your daily check-in. Create a simple daily entry format. Each day, write the date and answer these 3 questions. What did I say yes to today? What did I say no to today? How did my choices align with my priorities? This helps you track patterns and celebrate your boundary setting successes. Step 4. Create a response library. Write down several polite ways to say no that feel authentic to you. For example, that sounds interesting, but I need to focus on my health right now, or I appreciate you thinking of me, but I am not available for that commitment. Having pre-written responses makes it easier to maintain boundaries in the moment. Step 5. Track your energy levels each evening. Rate your energy level from 1 to 10 and note what activities energized you versus what drained you. Over time, this helps you identify patterns and make better choices about how to spend your time. The goal of this journal is not to create another obligation for yourself. If daily entries feel like too much, try weekly entries instead. The important thing is creating a tool that helps you stay conscious about your choices and celebrates your progress in setting healthy boundaries. Remember, boundary setting is a skill that improves with practice. Your journal becomes a record of your growth and a reminder of your commitment to honoring your own needs and priorities. Setting boundaries in your golden years is not just about protecting your time and energy. It is about modeling healthy relationships and self-respect for future generations. The boundaries you set today teach your children and grandchildren that self-care is not selfish, and that saying no can be an act of love. I want you to think about a time in your younger years when you wish you had set better boundaries. Maybe you said yes to too many commitments and missed important family moments. Maybe you let someone take advantage of your generosity. Maybe you prioritized others' needs so much that you lost touch with your own dreams and desires. Now, I want you to imagine having a conversation with your younger self about what you have learned about boundaries. What wisdom would you share? What would you tell that younger person about the importance of protecting their time and energy? Here is what I want you to do with this reflection. Write a letter to your children, grandchildren, or other young people in your life about the importance of healthy boundaries. Share what you have learned about the difference between being kind and being a pushover. Explain how setting boundaries actually makes relationships stronger and more authentic. You might write something like, I spent many years thinking that saying yes to everyone made me a good person. I have learned that saying yes when you really want to say no leads to resentment and exhaustion. The people who truly care about you want you to be honest about your limits. This letter does not have to be perfect or profound. It just needs to be honest about your experience and the wisdom you have gained. You can share this letter with your family, or simply keep it as a reminder of the valuable lessons your life has taught you. Your example of setting healthy boundaries gives others permission to do the same. When your adult children see you protecting your time and energy, they learn that it is okay for them to do the same with their own lives. The boundaries you set today are not just about your current well-being. They are about the legacy of self-respect and authenticity you leave for future generations. Your willingness to say no when necessary teaches others that their own needs and priorities matter too. Here is your boundary setting challenge for tonight, and it is designed to help you practice saying no in a low-stakes situation. Before you go to bed tonight, I want you to identify one small request or expectation that you can decline tomorrow. This does not have to be anything major. It could be saying no to a phone call during your dinner time, declining to help with a task that someone else can handle, or choosing not to attend an event that does not interest you. Practice exactly what you will say. Keep it simple and kind. I am not available for that, or that does not work for me, or I have other plans. You do not need to explain or justify your decision. Then tomorrow, follow through on saying no to that one thing. Notice how it feels to protect your time and energy. Pay attention to whether the other person reacts as negatively as you might have feared. After you practice your boundary, come back and leave a comment telling us how it went. You do not need to share personal details, but letting us know that you took action helps encourage others and creates accountability for yourself. I read every comment, and I am always inspired by the courage people show when they start prioritizing their own well-being. Your success in setting boundaries encourages others to do the same. Remember, every small no is practice for bigger no's when they are needed. Start with something manageable and build your boundary setting confidence from there. Let me recap the key insights from our discussion about boundaries in your golden years. First, saying no is not selfish. It is essential for creating a retirement that truly serves your well-being. When you protect your time and energy, you can show up more fully for the commitments that matter most to you. Second, healthy boundaries require practice and intention. Use tools like the 24-hour rule, energy audits, and priority clarity to make boundary decisions that align with your values and goals. Third, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect that models healthy relationships for future generations. When you honor your own needs, you give others permission to do the same. Finally, boundaries are not walls that separate you from others. They are guidelines that help you engage with others in more authentic and sustainable ways. If this discussion about boundaries was helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We are building a community where people can support each other in creating fulfilling, balanced lives regardless of age. Share this video with someone who might need encouragement to set their own boundaries. Sometimes knowing that others struggle with the same challenges makes it easier to take action. Remember, you have spent decades caring for others and meeting expectations. Your golden years are your opportunity to choose how you spend your precious time and energy. You have earned the right to say no to what does not serve you and yes to what brings you joy. Your needs matter, your time is valuable, and your well-being deserves protection. Start setting boundaries today and watch how much more fulfilling your retirement becomes.